Hey, welcome to Just One More Tool. Snap-on was founded in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1920. During World War II, Snap-on supplied the U.S. military with high-quality tools. In 1966, Snap-on was granted a patent for their flank drive technology. 60 years later, Snap-on emerged as a $4.7 billion S&P 500 corporation. You could say they've done pretty well for themselves. Which leads me into my best score ever, tool haul number 9. A while back, I did a video, 10 tips for buying pre-owned tool truck tools. And the number 6 tip was to be flexible on the purchase size. Meaning, sometimes guys want to sell tools together as a bundle rather than separating everything. Now, I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace when I came across an ad for these wrenches. In the ad were these wrenches, which are metric, and a second identical set in SAE. In the ad, the seller mentioned he had purchased these just 2 months prior, and he recently switched jobs and no longer had a use for these tools. The seller also mentioned to me while I was communicating with him, he recently had a baby and he wanted to get rid of some stuff, meaning he probably needed some money. Now, Snap-on has 2 versions of these long ratcheting flex head wrenches. One is expensive and the other is, oh my god, expensive. So they're both pricey. Now, this is the newer style. These are reversible and these do have the offset socket. This 5-piece metric set, part number XFRRM705. These 5 wrenches are $835 from Snap-on. This version were released in September of 2023. The SAE set are 4 pieces, and those are $635. Now, the cheaper version of these will not have a reverse switch. To change directions on those wrenches, you will just flip the wrench over. And those also do not have this offset socket. They'll just look like this. They'll be flat. Those are, for the metric, same part number, but just 1 R rather than 2. And they are $605. So $230 less than this version. And the SAE set, again 4-piece, those are about $200 less than the reversible version. And those were released in 2020. Now, the ad on the Facebook Marketplace listing, the seller mixed up the pictures. He had the actual pictures of the wrenches that I assumed he took, which were the reversible style. And then the ad also had screenshots from Snap-on's website, but the screenshot did not have this style. They had the older style without the reversible switch and without the offset socket, the cheaper version. So I looked at the other tools the seller had on Facebook Marketplace on his seller profile, and I saw that the pictures were taken on a workbench, and the workbench was in all the other pictures. So I assumed that the screenshot he took were just of the wrong set. Now, by the time I discovered the ad on Marketplace, the seller had marked the listing down from $800 to $620 for both sets, the metric and the SAE reversible sets. So I threw out an offer, $500. The seller replied, and we negotiated a bit. We ended up agreeing on $580. And again, I wasn't 100% sure which set I'd be getting. After meeting with the seller, I was pretty excited to see that they were the more desirable, newer version. Both sets, the metric and the SAE, came in a red pouch and they looked brand new. When you do buy these new from a dealer, they'll be in a red pouch and the pouch will be shrink wrapped in plastic. These were opened, but they looked brand new. So when I purchased both sets, I had zero intention of keeping the SAE set. I almost always use metric tools. I have some SAE sockets, but I don't need a $635 SAE wrench set. And my plan was to sell the SAE set probably to an aviation guy. And that's exactly what I did. I found an aviation mechanic who wanted to buy the SAE set, and he purchased it for $575. Again, I had purchased both sets for $580. So this metric set ended up costing me $5, $1 per wrench. Now, some of you watching will think that you'll never find a deal like this. And you'd be right if you don't look and poke around. Sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time. Deals are out there, guys. If you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. Until next time, just one more tool.